Hello YouTube, I'm Dawn and welcome to Double D Homestead. Oh, sorry Ripley. Always the Ripley. I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers and thank you to everyone that comes back every day. I very much appreciate it. You're new here and you like what you see, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, y'all. And as you can see, the garden is producing. These are actually from my friend's garden. He gave me some peppers, so I'm going to be canning them up this week too. And this is a small amount of cucumbers to make pickles, but I'm going to make pickles and I use pickling lime. So I'm going to show you how I lime the pickles. And when I make my juice to make the pickles, it makes enough to make 7 quarts of pickles, which this isn't going to do. But what I do is put the juice I have left in a half-gallon jar or 2 if I need it, and I save it. And then I'll just do small batches of pickles. Sometimes you gotta work in small batches. It's okay. But, yeah, I soak mine in lime overnight, and I'll show you how I do that. And the reason I do that is because it keeps them crunchy longer, in my opinion. I like them that way. So, I'm gonna get these washed and sliced, and I will be back and show you how I use this. I just want to show you real quick how I'm slicing these. I cut the ends off like that, and then I'm doing sandwich slices. So I'm doing them like this. And that's about probably 1/8 of an inch. And that's how I'm cutting these up. Alrighty, I got my cucumbers all sliced. And I probably should have used these bowls backwards, but I didn't. That's okay. If I make a mess though, that's just me. So I've got a gallon of cold water here. And all I'm going to do, after I get this bag open, hold on, I'm having trouble here. Difficulties. So I've got a gallon of water, so I'm going to put 1/2 cup of this in here. If I was doing a full batch, I'd use 2 gallons of water and a whole cup of the pickling lime. All I'm going to do is sort of measure it. And put that in there, and I'm going to stir it up good. And this is a stainless steel bowl. I always recommend using stainless steel if you're making pickles. And I'm going to mix this up good. I'm going to splash it all over. And then I'm just going to drop my cucumber slices in here, like so. And let this sit overnight. And what this does is makes your pickles crunchier. And the thing is, you have to be careful when you go to make your pickles the next day, because these will be brittle. And they'll break really easy when you're trying to put them in the jar. So you have to be careful with them. But it just makes good pickles, and I like it this way. So that's all there is to it, and I'll be back and we'll make pickles tomorrow. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. It is the next day, and I've got my bowl of pickles over here by the sink, and I got my strainer, and I'm gently going to place these in here because I will show you. See how they're hard now? Ah, I broke that one. But see how they're hard? That's what the pickling lime does. So our next step is to wash these very, very thoroughly. And very, very gently. Because they will snap and break, as you just seen. So I'm going to get these out and wash them really good, and I'll be back. All right, there they are, all cleaned up and nice and bright green. And I'm going to get some jars, and I'll be back and show you my next step. Alrighty, so all I'm going to do is gently just stack them in here like so. And no, I don't have any wide mouths, if you're wondering. Somebody's going to ask, why aren't you using wide mouth? They're all busy right now. See, and I just broke one of my pickles. And I'm not going to pack these real tight, because you can't cram them in there like you would if you didn't lime them. But this to me just makes your pickles more crunchy for longer. But now I will age these for about 2 months before we eat them. Otherwise they just don't taste very good. But this is how we prefer our pickles, and I thought I'd share it with you. And I'm just gonna keep stacking them in here and see how much this makes me. I'm thinking maybe 3 quarts, but I got 4 jars just in case. I always have the extra jar ready. Stuff them in there, just like so. This little fella right there, and I think I can get one more right there. Yep. Not gonna push it. You want 1 inch of head space, which is this line right here. And I'm gonna finish this up and I'll be back. All right, so I got 3 quarts out of that. So I figured pretty good. So I'm gonna move on to the next step and I'll bring you over. Alrighty, as you can see, I got my water bath canner started getting hot, and I'm making Mrs. Wage's kosher dill pickles. We love the kosher. These are really good, and yes, I can make pickles homemade, and I will be making some bread and butter pickles this year because that's my favorite. But these are our favorite sandwich pickles. So I'm using Mrs. Wage's. And all I'm going to do is follow the directions on the package. I don't know if you can read that. But I'm going to get this mixed, cooked. Always use stainless steel when making pickles. The vinegar will react with the aluminum. I'm not quite sure what happens, but I know you're not supposed to use it. So let me get this mixed up and I'll show you how it looks and what I'm going to do. In this pot, I have 3.5 cups of water. Or excuse me, 3.5 cups of vinegar and 7.5 cups of water. And like I said yesterday, what I don't use, I'll let cool and I'll put it in a jar and refrigerate it and use it later this week because I know I'm going to have a few more pickles or cucumbers. And all you got to do with this Mrs. Wage's is get it, warm it up, and get the mix to dissolve. And that doesn't take long, so we'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, I got this boiling. My water bath canner is all getting ready to boil. And I've got my clean jar here. I have a clean paper towel to clean the rims. And all I'm gonna do is fill these jars up to 1 inch of head space. Just like so. And I don't know if you can tell, but the color, once you get this warm, well, boiling, and dissolve it, the color changes from that bright yellow you've seen to almost a honey color yellow. And that's another way to know you got everything dissolved good. So there's 1 inch of head space. And I'm just gonna wipe the rim. Well, I'm gonna burp the jar first. Very gently burp the jar. I don't want to crush my pickles. And I'm gonna wipe the rim and put my lid and my ring on, just like so. And because these are pints, they'll process for 15 minutes. Quarts are 15 minutes, pints for 10 minutes. So I'll be back when these are done. I just wanted to show you real quick, make sure your jars are completely covered underwater. Alrighty, here they are. How do they look? So I want to thank you for watching this video, and thank all my new subscribers, and thank you very much to the ones that come back every day. And if you're new here and you like what you see, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, y'all. Take care, y'all, and God bless you.